y'all, it's Dominique, aka That Therapist. For those of y'all that don't know me, I'm the lead clinician and CEO for a group practice known as Yellow Bird Counseling. What do? Well, we offer individual, couples, family, and group therapies for the states of Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and New Jersey. So if you live in any of those states and you're looking into seeing a therapist for family, couples, individual, or group therapies, go on over to yellowbirdcounseling.com and we can set you up there. And you are able to see our team, look at their bios, and see introduction videos for all the therapists that I have on staff. We also have the option, if you either don't have insurance or maybe can't afford the private pay rate, we do have the option for you to see one of my 3 interns, and you can see them for the Frito. They're under my direct supervision, so I will be closely following and watching them along with their campus supervisor to ensure that you are getting the best treatment possible. But I'm going to tell you, my interns is 5. They is 5. They real 5. I love them. They're great. Super competent, even for the level that they're at as counselors in training. But I would definitely feel safe with you seeing any of them, again, with my supervision and the supervision of their campus supervisor as well. So those are our options. But what do we do here on social media for you? Well, our whole mission is to break the stigma that surrounds mental health and receiving mental health treatment. So how do we do that? We discuss topics that the general population can relate to and tie it back to how we all could benefit from having a therapist outside of simply just having a mental illness. Because people tend to think, and part of the stigma is that if you can only go to therapy if you have a mental illness, or if something's wrong with you, or if you got a problem, or here goes some of the stigma, if you're weak, which actually therapy is a boss-ass move. It takes a strong person to want to work on themselves, clean their wounds, deal with their traumas so that they can be a better, more productive member of society for themselves and for others. So that's a boss-ass move. Therapy is gangster. It is not for the weak. It is for people that are ready to look at themselves and see what they and see themselves entirely, whether it be positive or negative, and work on their flaws and build their boundaries and find their voice, etc. If you would like to know the difference between therapy and counseling, you can go to yellowbirdcounseling.com and look under the blog section, and you'll be able to see some other live videos that we have done and some more and gain some more information about the therapeutic process. I picked those videos that we have up so that people that this may be their first time to initiate therapy, they can get a sense of what it would be like and what would be best for them. But in short, therapy is dealing with some type of mental diagnosis. Counseling, however, which is what we also provide, helps you work on things that just normal human beings have to deal with, such as what we're talking about tonight: holiday stress and grief. That doesn't mean that you have a mental diagnosis, but you may need someone to help you navigate through that, or job loss, or job transition, or school, or building a schedule that works for you, or just life skills that you may need in order to be more successful. So I like to say that counseling is more like life coaching that your insurance may cover, or if you don't have insurance, life coaching from someone who actually has a degree and is a licensed professional in the area of mental health and wellness. So if you would like to have protected care, you might want to get your life coaching, quote unquote, in the form of counseling from a licensed professional who has not only gone to school, but they have had several thousand hours of supervised hours before they can even be licensed to assist you with your life skills and areas of improvement in your life that may not necessarily relate to you having any type of mental illness. Because everybody who goes to therapy does not necessarily have a mental illness. I deal with depression and anxiety, which is very stable. But even with that, because my diagnosis is stable, I more so go to therapy for counseling at this point, more so than I do therapy to deal with any type of issues with my diagnosis. So just to give you the long and short of that, I am so happy also to be back. I have been out. Whew, it has been a doozy. I done been on 2 trips back to back, and so now I'm just kind of chilling. I'm going to be chilling for the rest of the year. I'm not going to be going on no trips, no pop-up trips. Y'all know, as y'all know, before my last live that I had, I actually had to leave the country and go to Greece for my cousin's wedding that I had found out about last minute because my neighbors decided never to give me the invitation that came to their house last year. So anyway, that caused the whole thing, but I'm back now. I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy to help y'all get prepared for this holiday season. Usually around this time, we start talking about things in advance. So like we talked about sad season at the beginning of the month because people are starting to notice their symptoms of seasonal depression. If they struggle with that, which is very common, like I stated in that live, at least 3 million or around 3 million people in the U.S. Deal with some level of seasonal affective disorder or seasonal depression. So I hit on that. And with Thanksgiving right around the corner and Christmas and New Year's, I wanted to go on ahead and get people prepared who may be struggling with those areas. So I got y'all. I'm never going to leave y'all in the dark. But what I'm going to ask y'all to do for me, if you could right now, if you could click that share button and share this live on your timeline for someone who may benefit from this information, or share it in a group that you may be a part of so that someone in that group can benefit. And that can be your contribution to breaking the stigma that surrounds mental health and wellness, and you will be making a positive contribution to the community. So please, if you don't mind, click that share button, go on ahead and share this live on your timeline and in your groups so that someone who could otherwise may be feeling in crisis around this time, they can get the assistance that they need, whether that be from us or any of the other fine agencies that I know of. I have several friends that own practices who I would refer to if I didn't have my own therapist to service people who call us. But definitely, wherever they choose to go, they will at least have a game plan for what they need to be addressing in those sessions. Or if you're already in therapy, whether it be with Yellowbird or some other agency, then this may be topic of discussion for your next session so that you will be prepared for the holiday season if this is an area that might be a struggle for you or cause some distress. So that's us. That's what we do. I'm so happy to be here. Oh my God, I just been missing y'all. I have really been missing y'all. So I'm happy to be back and get right into it. So let's go. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. I'm trying to do better about going through the comments, making sure I attend to any questions or concerns that you have. But please put them in the comments. So we're going to start off more general, which both of these topics are general: holiday stress and holiday grief. Okay. So unfortunately, holiday grief is very common, but holiday stress to some level we all deal with. So I did want to go through some of those things that you might be feeling and talk about maybe some potential strategies that you might like to use. And if you find yourself saying, oh, that's too hard, or I can't do that, then that will notify you to go on ahead and reach out to us at Yellowbird Counseling, and we can set you up with one of our fine therapists and or interns on staff. I say and or because I do actually have clients that not only have a staff therapist that they work with, but to get additional assistance, they also have an intern that is paired with that therapist to work in tandem with them so they can make sure they get all the coverage and support that they need from their licensed professional and from their counselor in training. So it's really, really great. We have a really great setup. And so do that, and I'll give you the information to reach out to us in shortly. But definitely, if you want to go on ahead and take a look while you're on here, go on over to yellowbirdcounseling.com. That's yellowbirdcounseling.com. No spaces, no special characters. Or you can Google us, because we are Googleable at Yellowbird Counseling. Or we are also on IG, so you can look us up, Yellowbird Counseling. Or, of course, you can like our page right here on Facebook, Yellowbird Counseling, and follow us so that you can be up to date on all the information that we have. You're going to want to join our newsletter because we have new and improved, refreshed, rebranded mental health merchandise. As you know, we create mental health sayings on apparel to help you say with your chest mental health statements that start the conversation to break the stigma around mental health and wellness. So we have some fresh new designs that we're going to be giving some big discounts on, so you could get those just in time for the holiday season, for your mental health goodie bags or stocking stuffers. So that way your family and friends can start their year off on the right foot with their mental health. So definitely you want to join our newsletter. And if you join our newsletter now, you will get an automatic percentage off your entire purchase from the YBC brand shop. So there we go. Let's get into it. So let's talk about some of the causes of holiday stress. And if you could comment below and tell us maybe what have been the causes of your own holiday stress, or maybe the holiday stress of someone you may know. Go on ahead and comment below right now what has been some of the causes of your holiday stress or the holiday stress of a family, friend, associate, coworker, etc. that you might know, so that we can also address that as well. All right. But as I have here notated in my notes, all right, unrealistic expectations. That is the biggest thing. Holidays are so commercialized, and so we have the biggest expectations that could be really unrealistic and place a lot of stress and pressure on us when it need not be there, okay? It need not be there. Now, I know socially, the celebration of different holidays is just what we have been socialized to do. But all in all, this holiday, whatever day it is just really another day of the week, okay? If you didn't have anything around you to notify you that it was a holiday, then you wouldn't even know, okay? It's a regular old, same old day of the week, and it's up to us the meaning that we allow to be applied to that, okay? It is up to the individual what kind of meaning, if any, that they want to place on the holiday. So that also means that it is up to the individual, it is up to you to decide what expectations you are okay with, whether that be expectations of yourself, expectations of others, or expectations that you allow others to place on you. That is all up to you. I don't care if you got a mama, a granny, a auntie, a brother, sister, husband, wife, friend who tries to tell you that you need to do okay? That is their business. What your expectations are, you have every right to expect or not expect whatever it is that you expect or don't expect. Okay. And it is also up to you to decide what you are willing to expend to other people. are not obligated to celebrate a holiday, and you are not obligated to give to anyone during the holiday, especially if you don't have it in excess to give. And that's the only way to give is out of excess. All right. I'm not going to get into a sermon here, but I did want to lay that ground for you since we are talking about causes of holiday stress, and the biggest one being unrealistic expectations. Okay. Financial pressure, man, let me tell you, if it ain't for the Friendsgiving, it's for the Secret Santa. If it ain't for the Secret Santa, it's for the gifts under the tree. If it ain't for the gifts under the tree, it's for the family dinner. If it ain't for the family dinner, it's for the family trip or the friends trip. Man. Once you get to January 1, you're going to feel like you may find yourself feeling like someone has just burned a hole in your pocket. Well, it's very important so that doesn't happen. Here's a general thing that you can do for that, okay? Definitely sit down. I would say before you go to one Friendsgiving family gathering, before you give out one gift, before you fry one turkey, before you go to the grocery store to buy one can of cranberry sauce, you need to sit down and look at your budget and decide what dollar amount you are able to afford, okay? You really want to put on paper. Don't just have it in your head. People are like, oh, I thought about it in my head. No, it's way more impactful, and the percentage of impact goes way up when you put it down on paper. Now, if you don't want to write, you can type it on paper or put it in the notes in your phone. But definitely before you do one thing holiday related, you want to sit down with your budget and figure out what you're able to allow in that budget, okay? And if you're having trouble constructing that budget, again, definitely reach out to us at Yellowbird Counseling. Again, I'll put the number for you to just simply send a one-word text for us to set you up. It's that easy. We can set you up with just a one-word text. How easy is that? Okay, we can do it. So that you can get in, talk to a therapist before you are subject to unrealistic expectations and financial pressures of the holiday season. Okay. Also, excessive commitments. If you find yourself struggling with the concept of boundaries, whether that's boundaries for yourself, boundaries for others, for yourself, so meaning like setting boundaries for you to follow for yourself, or setting boundaries for other people to interact with you, that's where that problem comes in, of having excessive commitments that you aren't able to fulfill, saying yes to every party. And I forgot the office parties too. I forgot that. But I named like 10 different occasions that can happen around the holidays. And if you're just one person, it may be hard to make it to all of that. And it not even just for time, but energy. You may not even have the energy to make it to all of that. Now, if you have the time, the energy, and resources, and the desire, then go off, sis. All right. But if you are lacking either the time, energy, resources, or time, energy, resources, or desire, then you don't have to do it, and you can feel okay with knowing you don't have to. Okay. But that can be a struggle. If you're used to having that demand placed on you or that pressure put on you, it can be a struggle to really feel okay not doing it. So again, that would be an opportunity for you to get in, to talk to one of my professionals on staff to help you navigate maybe the guilt or the shame, or the icky feelings around putting up a boundary. Because sometimes, a lot of time, as evident by my own caseload, Sometimes putting up boundaries is not the easiest thing, and it's not the most comfortable thing, and it can feel a little icky, okay? And it could have side effects. So you definitely want to have a therapist to help you manage that. Let's see. What y'all talking about in these comments, though? Hey. Please share this live if you haven't already. Please share this live on your page or in your group so that someone who needs this information, who could really benefit from it and have a smoother holiday season, is able to have access to it. So if you could, please share. But I'm going to look at a few comments, see what y'all talking about. Yeah. All right, let's see. Thank you. I'm glad to be back, Sharon. Money, always money. There's never exactly, especially if you feel like you have to do every single thing during the holidays. Family. Yeah, family can be a big stressor. That's what I'm saying. We're going to, setting those boundaries around family. Cooking can be a stressor. So even with cooking, and I'm glad you said that, Lakira, it's okay to delegate. Don't feel like you got to do everything by yourself. Whoever is partaking in that meal or whoever you pay to help you, I would definitely go with the free option of whoever is partaking in that meal. Delegate a task to them, okay? And it doesn't have to be a huge task. Maybe they don't create a whole dish. Maybe they help you gather the ingredients so that you can cook it. Or maybe they go out and purchase the ingredients. Or maybe they, maybe the first couple of steps of the preparation, you might let your child do or something like that so that you don't have to feel as stressed about it. But I'm glad you mentioned that because that is a stressor, a holiday stressor. Sharon said, forcing past traditions that may trigger you once a loved one has passed. I'm glad you said that, and we will get back to that. We definitely will get back to that when we talk more on the grief end. Thank you. Yes, I was just, sometimes, and this, I'm going to try to explain the best I can. Sometimes exhaustion can make you sick. And I found myself in that situation a couple weeks ago, just being exhausted from all the traveling while still trying to maintain my business, while still trying to tend to my staff and my personal life. I started having physical symptoms. So I had to just take a break one evening to gather myself and recoup. So yes, I am feeling much better. Thank you. Let's see here. But yes, Sharon, we're going to come back to that. I'm going to just make sure. But yeah, those are great examples that y'all all gave. Great examples. Let's see here. What are some, I just got to commitments, but SAD too. Seasonal affective disorder, which is what I talked about. Hey, come on, doggo. Oh, dogs. Hey, Bumba. All right, so SAD season, the holiday season and SAD season kind of coincide. So seasonal affective disorder season or seasonal depression and the holidays can kind of overlap. So if you're dealing with symptoms of SAD, then that can also put a lot of that can cause you a lot of holiday stress and anxiety. So definitely, again, you want to get with your therapist or a therapist to figure out what does that look like for you to cope through the holidays if you are dealing with symptoms of SAD. And if you go back to the live that I did at the beginning of the month, I think it was on the 3rd, then it talks about what are the symptoms of SAD so you know if that's something that you're dealing with. Because there were a lot of people on the live that were like, man, I didn't know that I was possibly dealing with that until after you broke it down for me. So you could be dealing with sad and not even know it. So definitely go back and look at that live at your leisure. Okay. What are some indicators that you could be experiencing holiday stress? Well, headaches. You could start dealing with headaches. Excessive drinking. Has your drinking habits kind of picked up? And with holiday parties and things, that could be something that you might want to take a look at. Okay. Overeating. Are you eating more or less than what you normally do, or eating more or less to where you notice it? That phone keep falling. Insomnia. Are you dealing with a lack of sleep, or are you sleeping more than what you normally do? So that's something that you might want to take a look at. And then, dang, this phone. Sorry, Instagram. I know it's rough because my phone is on the charger, so we are really having a rough time over here. Okay, good. There we go. And yeah, so those are some things that you might experience if you are putting yourself under a lot of stress or pressure, or allowing yourself to be pressured during the holiday season. That's how you may see it manifesting physically. Okay. Let's see. And it was just naming some of the symptoms, some more symptoms, like maybe some pain in your muscles and joints, stomach, having some intestinal issues. It can, maybe you're having heart palpitations or reproductive issues, sweating, irritability. So yeah, definitely some things that you can do to cope through that stress are expose yourself to as much light as possible, even though natural light is more limited during these fall and winter months. You can also look into getting yourself a happy lamp, and you can look on Amazon for those to see if that's something you may be interested in. Exercise. You want to create a plan. I talked about a budget. After you have budgeted, then based on your budget, your energy and your desire, not just the budget, but also your energy and desire, how can you plan? You may need to sit down in one of your therapy sessions and plan with your therapist which things you're going to go to and which things you're not going to go to, and how to handle the things you're going to and how to handle the things that you decide you're not going to go to. Okay. Picking and planning and actually putting those things in your calendar in a way that is not overly expending you, but only expending the time, energy, resources, and desire that you are okay with. All right. You want to make sure that you're getting more rest, especially if you're doing more activities. You want to make sure that maybe you increase your rest, and you can talk to your therapist about how that might look for you as an individual. And then, of course, having your regular therapy sessions so you can have check-ins and, follow-ups with whatever plan you and your therapist decide to come up with. So definitely. Those are just some general ways that you can cope with holiday stress, or maybe some things that you might want to take a look at to see if therapy will be beneficial for you during this holiday season, so that you can alleviate as best as possible any holiday stress or anxiety that could arise. Okay? Cool. And if y'all have questions, please let me know. Let me look at these comments again. Do y'all have any questions about holiday stress? Holiday stress. Do you want to know what to do and if you need to get a therapist? So here you go. That's all you had to do. Nope, not another new therapist. That ain't what I meant to put. Hold on, y'all. let me get you right. Let me get you straight so you can reach on out to us. You need to. So here you go. If you're interested in our staff therapist, like our licensed therapist, where there's they can take your insurance or they can take your private pay money. If you happen not to have insurance, you can text the word new. Now, if you're interested in seeing one of the interns to provide free therapy, they're under my direct supervision. If you're interested in seeing an intern, instead of texting new, you'll just text intern to this very same number, and then it'll give you what you need. So if you know even if you know somebody, okay, who may benefit from therapy, go on ahead and copy and paste this so that, and I'll put it in the comments so you can copy and paste it and send it right to them. So this is all they got to do. You can just say, hey, if you're looking for therapy, or, therapy might be great for you, then you can just simply text them this so that they can get that information. So there, I even put it in the, and you can, for anything, you can just have them text this number. This is, if anybody, if they need therapy, this is what you just have them do. Text this number, okay? Text intern if they would like free services, or text new if they would like to be linked with a staff therapist, a licensed therapist, okay? What in the world? But yes, there you go. All right, there you go. There you go. You can copy and paste it or go on ahead and text now. All right. So let's move on to holiday grief. Again, people have lost people, whether it has been recently or whether it has been a while ago. It doesn't matter. You cannot put a timeline on grief. Okay? And everybody's grief journey looks different. Everybody's grief timeline looks different. So maybe if it only took you 3 months, it might take somebody else 3 years, while it might take someone else 3 decades. Okay, and it just could be jarring each time. All right, so you can't set a time limit on grief, and you can't tell someone how they should or should feel during their grief process. And even if y'all are grieving the same individual, and let's just say y'all are in the same family, so let's just say it's 2 kids grieving the loss of a parent, even then each kid is going to deal with, or each child of that parent is going to deal with the grief different. And one sibling should not expect another sibling to deal with that grief in the same way that they would deal with it, because they're still individual people. All right. So, let's see. One of the resources that I have is, if you want to take a look, is the HFA, Hospice Foundations of America. They have some tips on dealing with holiday grief, and where I pulled some of my information from. So definitely, if you would like to read that for yourself, take a look, the Hospice Foundations of America. So the biggest thing about grief, and this also coincides with how to deal with the expectations and pressures of the holiday. You can choose. You are free to choose. If you don't remember anything else that I say tonight, remember that you are free to choose. Nobody can dictate to you how you should or should not feel, or how you should or should not handle the holiday. And people will be all like, not, hey, friend. And people will be all like, oh, well, you should come to the party. It's going to make you feel better. How they know? How they know it's going to make you feel better? It might not make you feel better. It might make you feel worse. It may make you feel better to stay at home by yourself. It could. But then again, it may make you feel better to go to the party, but they don't know. So you can choose if you want to go to whatever gathering or not. What's church? And so that choice gets more specific. You can choose what you want to do, and you can also choose who you want to do it with. Okay? You do not have to do anything, and you don't have to deal with anybody in particular. So definitely know this. If you don't hear anything else, you can choose who you want to do whatever with and what you want to do, if anything at all. Okay. You can, and this is still a choice, but this is, something to offer up if you want to do it. Find ways to recognize and acknowledge that individual that you lost. I have, and that looks different for everybody. I've recommended to some clients, maybe some clients want to write out a holiday letter to the individual. Maybe other clients, they're just not ready for that, and they just want to create their own tradition outside of that individual, which is perfectly fine too. I've had other clients who have maybe taken clothing items and created holiday things, clothing items of the individual who has passed, and creating a holiday situation around those items. Again, it's, I'm giving general things, but definitely if you need to talk to your therapist, especially if you have a session coming up, go ahead and make a note and talk and process with your therapist. Would that be appropriate for you to find a way to still acknowledge your lost loved one? Okay. Let me look at some of the. It is your choice. Let's see. Yes, projection of others' opinions. Yes. Oh man. People will definitely try to project their opinions onto you to the point of gaslighting you. So yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's great. Candace says, I feel guilty for not wanting to spend the holidays with my family or my friends. I don't want to grieve the same person with them. I just want to relax away from the thoughts of our loss. And that is totally okay. Nothing is unhealthy about that at all. I would just say, if you're in therapy, definitely process that with your therapist so that you can get more detail on like strategy that you're okay with, and making sure that whatever you choose is going to be the best for your mental and emotional health. Okay. But no way. You don't have to. Like I said, it's your choice what you want to do. And then it's your choice who you want to do it with. It's totally up to you. And, but of course, yes, I can understand there being some guilt around that. So that would be something you would want to process with your therapist if you have one. If you don't have one, here's the information. We can get you set up. Yep. Fuck them folks. And we got that new design of Fuck Them Folks too t-shirt. We got that new design for things like this, where people forcing their opinions, their agendas, their boundaries on you. You need to be able to be like, listen, fuck them folks. They do not pay a bill. They do not put air in my body. They do not, like, if I struggle, they can still sleep soundly at night. So forget whatever they talking about, because they don't run this, okay? They absolutely don't. So that's good. They absolutely don't run nothing, all right? Communicate. It's going to be important. If you don't feel like spending time with somebody, communicate. And you can even say, I'm not sure if I'll feel like coming. I'll let you know the day of, or I'll let you know a few hours before, or I'll let you know a week before, whatever timeline you feel comfortable, but just communicate it. Communicate. And it can either be whatever way you feel most comfortable to communicate. Again, something that you would want to talk to your therapist about. It is how to communicate what you do and don't want to do with your friends and family or loved ones. Okay. So, but you do want to communicate that. And then if they try to twist your arm, know that they're in the wrong. As soon as they try to make you feel guilty or twist your arm or talk you out of doing what you feel comfortable doing, at that point, they are wrong. Wrong. Not you, them. They're wrong. Okay? Discuss your choices with others. Maybe your therapist. Starting with your therapist probably be the safest person. But discuss your choices with others, especially and even those, especially after your therapist, those affected by your decision. So if you have friends or family that are going to be directly affected by whatever decision you make, and I'm not talking about just their feelings being hurt. I'm talking about like something that is really going to affect them. Like, let's say you usually make the turkey every year, and then this year you just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You would want to discuss that with your loved one. Or if it's something that really impacts them. Of course, you saying you don't want to come to a gathering may hurt their feelings, but you're not responsible for their emotions. You're not. You're only responsible for your own mental health and wellness. And if they are feeling some type of way emotionally that affects them after you've communicated, then you know what? Copy and text that number and have them text us, and we will support them. We will get them the support they need for their hurt feelings. Okay? We'll get them the support, I promise you. And then make a compromise, whatever it is, for whatever your plan is. Compromise, meaning a middle ground, whatever that looks like for the people that would be directly affected, probably a family member. And respect others' grief. Like I said, everybody does not grieve the same. Even if you're grieving the same person, and even if you had a similar position in that person's life, like let's just say two siblings who lost the same parent. Okay, those two siblings should not be expected to grieve the same or deal with the grief the same, because they are still individuals. All right. So just respect others' grief process, and others need to respect your grief process as well. Woo! We got to set these boundaries. This is for holiday grief and for holiday stress and anxiety. Boundaries. I want you to write this down. Write the word boundary down, or put it in the note section in your phone, or comment the word boundaries in the comment. Because boundaries, and a lot of people can't conceive of what boundaries even are. I'm going to say, especially in the African American community, because our elders' boundary, like respecting folks' boundaries, that was not the thing that got passed down. What got passed down was boundaries. You gonna do what I say. I'm your mama. I'm your daddy. You ain't got no boundaries. You gonna do what It's wrong. It's wrong, y'all. It's not right. It's wrong. It's wrong. Everybody has a right to their boundaries, and people should respect those boundaries. Whether they are your mom, your dad, your grandmama, your great-grandmama, your great-granddaddy, your auntie, your sister, your husband, your wife, your child. They need to respect whatever the boundary is that you have clearly, verbally communicated. Whatever you have clearly, verbally communicated. And if you're unsure of what that looks like for your situation, again, text the word new or text the word intern to this number, and we will get you straight. I promise. Tune into grief. Acknowledge it. Don't try to avoid it or sweep it under the rug. Allow yourself the space to feel. what you feel. Allow yourself the space to cope the way you want to cope. All right. As long as it is not hurting you or hurting anyone else, and then as long as it's not affecting your functionality, you are free to cope and grieve in the way that is best for you. Yeah. All right. Plan ahead to fill empty. Wait a minute. It says plan ahead. Okay. So plan ahead whatever you want to do. So now is the time. All right. It's the 17th today. So you got about a week before our first holiday. So definitely spend some time this week. Put aside some time in your schedule, whether that's during your therapy session or another time to have a plan for what you want to do and how you want to navigate and manage the holidays with your grief, okay? You have the choice to honor old traditions and memories if you want to, okay? You can do that if you want to. You also have the right to create new traditions. You do not have to stick to the old traditions unless you want to. You want to make sure that you have clearly identified for yourself and notated your holiday grief coping skills. What are the things that you're going to utilize to cope through your grief? Okay. Do not let the holidays run up on you without you strategizing how you're going to deal with and acknowledge your grief. And if you are unsure, that here is the number right here. Okay. This is also, a good time to get your volunteering in. What do you call them? Star calls them holiday helpers. This is a good time to get your volunteering in. Maybe you want to do some volunteer work with Be a Blessing. I don't know. Or some other organizations that give back to the community. Definitely. I know for me, personally, I had a really hard Thanksgiving a few years back, and I actually was serving Thanksgiving dinner to people in need. They weren't necessarily homeless, but just people in need on Thanksgiving, and it really helped me feel really good, actually. So that might be something you look into, opportunities to volunteer or do something charitable that may help. And ask for help when you're struggling with your grief. Do not feel like you have to struggle with your grief alone. And I know for a lot of us, asking for help can be one of the hardest things that you may ever find yourself doing. So that is why you would need to text this number to get assistance with how to ask for help when you're struggling. Because asking for help is necessary. Asking for help is healthy. We are interdependence or support. I'll just say that because people are like, I don't want to be codependent. Okay, there's a difference between being codependent and leaning on your support system. There's a very clear difference. If y'all would like me to do a live on that, let me know and I will. But there is a difference between codependence and depending on your support. That's okay. That's healthy. That's necessary. Okay. It's something that you need. But if you're having issues asking for that help from your healthy support, we got you. We got you. We got you. But I want to say this about grief. This is a quote that I found that I really like. Grief is like the ocean. It comes on waves, ebbing and flowing. Sometimes the water is calm and sometimes it's overwhelming. All we can do is learn to swim. And that quote is by Vicki Harrison. Thank you, Vicki, for that. Just learn to swim. Learn to ride the waves, and that's going to look different for everybody. Some people might do either a breaststroke, or y'all might doggy paddle, or you might go on your back, or you might, I don't know what this is called, but you might do this too. And each way of swimming is going to look different for each person. So you would want to identify what does that look like for you. And if you're having trouble doing that, we got you. Give yourself grace. Be sure to give yourself grace about what you're feeling and experiencing, because you lost someone that you love, and that is hard. That is not easy. That is not little. That is hard, and that's a big deal, okay? So you want to give yourself plenty of grace. Be kind to yourself. Ask for and accept help. Find support if you don't have it. Stop making comparisons. Don't compare yourself to anyone else, because you are your own individual. And I don't know what the last thing says, but yes, I think that pretty much sums it up. And if you're unsure of what to say to someone who could be grieving, here are some things you might try. You can say you're thinking of the person. Do not ask them. Do not say, let me know what you need, or how can I help, if you don't mean that. If you're not really going to help, or if you're not really going to try to, really be there for this person, don't say that. Don't just use a cliche statement to say unless you mean it. If you mean it, great. Show them that you mean it. Be active about it. But don't just say, oh, well, let me know, or how can I help, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that if you don't really want to help, okay? And ask yourself before you send that text or call or let it leave your lips. Do I really want to help? Will I really help if they need me to help? If the answer is yes, go on ahead and say it. If the answer is no, keep it to yourself and let them know you're thinking of them. Okay? I'm sending love during this difficult time. I really want to support you in this season. Again, only say that if you mean it and you're willing to put actions with it. Letting a person know there's no right way to grieve. And then letting them know, hey, I'm just, if you call them or something, letting them know it's okay. I don't expect you to call me back. I just wanted to offer a call or a text. Okay. Star said, listen, I just haven't had it in me since my mom died in 2015. Every Christmas Eve since his birth, she spent the night with us to wake up with Aiden on Christmas morning. Yeah. So, something like that can be super duper hard to process. Like, not easy at all. And like I said, there's no timeline for grief. Like she said, it was 2015, but that does not mean she should be over it. I don't even let my clients really use that. Like, oh, I need to get over. No, get through. Get through it, not get over it. How do I get through it? Okay. How do I get through? Because getting over just sounds like you're minimizing what somebody is experiencing to say they need to get over it. Like, I hate that so much. It's so triggering. I got a Punky Brewster's comment. Let's see, where is Punky Brewster at? Okay. I don't want, let's see. Punky Brewster said, I don't want her to miss out. I'm trying to see if she can go to her grandmother's this year. I never liked it, but this is year 6 without my son, and I'm just not feeling it, which is okay, Punky Brewster. It's okay if you're not feeling it at all. I feel obligated to celebrate for my daughter, but I would rather just stay in my bed. And that's okay. So yeah, see if she can go to another family member if you don't feel like you have it in you to celebrate. And again, that's just a suggestion. That's just a suggestion. If you want to know, like if you need more on how to navigate that, then definitely text us either the word new or the word intern so that we can discuss strategy with you before that holiday comes up. Okay. Go to the one before it. Okay. Did I go back up far enough, Punky Brewster? Was that helpful? Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Let's see. Good. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Star. Thank you. Wait, what? I just saw folks love mind other folks' business. Mind the PU $$ Y that pays you. Awesome. Cool. I'm glad, Punky Brewster. I'm glad that was helpful. Good. Okay. All right, cool. What other questions or comments do y'all have? What other? I had y'all for an hour. And if you know, we're getting to it. Don't worry. We getting to it. In fact, while y'all are maybe commenting and let me know if you have any questions, let me grab a pen. I'll be right back. Let me grab a writing utensil. Y'all dogs is gonna get out of my chair. These dogs are taking over my chair. They think it's theirs. They're spoiled. All right, cool. Got my writing utensil because if you know, you know. And if you don't know, you need to sign up. You need to go to yellowbirdcounseling.com and subscribe to the newsletter so you don't miss out again. And that's all I'm going to say. And that's just that on that. If you don't want to miss out again, then you need to go to yellowbirdcounseling.com and subscribe. All right, Punky Brewster, thank you for joining us, and I'm glad we were able to offer you some assistance. Cool. Let's see. Sharon says, my mom just passed in June, and I am just learning slowly that it's totally okay not to be okay. Woo! Say that again for the folks in the back. It is okay not to be okay. Definitely. I am learning I can't carry everyone around. I can't carry everyone around me grief because we are definitely not grieving the same. Right. Exactly. We can't. We just can't. All right. So, it is okay. You're exactly right. I'm telling you, as a licensed professional, it is okay not to be okay. We just want to make sure that you're safe. Safety and functionality are the only two things that we want to really make sure are okay. All right. So yeah. Oh, that was Katie. I didn't even realize. Bye, Katie. Yay. Awesome. Again, if y'all have not already, if you could, please share this live to your timeline or in your groups because someone needs this information. Someone needs this refuge. Someone needs this help, okay, that we have to offer. And I am pleased to say that I have the manpower to be able to help people with my 8 staff therapists and my 3 interns. Yeah. All right. So definitely please reach out to us. Oh, yeah. I didn't know it was her, but that's cool. I couldn't now when I look at her face. Now I can see, but the little circle is so tiny. It's like this big. So I couldn't really see for real. I know she was just here, but I didn't know the circle was tiny, so I couldn't see. Did y'all have any other questions or comments before we get to if you know, you know. All right. Again, you're gonna kick yourself if you're not on the newsletter after you find out what's about to go down in just a little second. Okay. It's about to go down in just a little second. And if you are on the YBC newsletter, go on ahead back to November 1st and look at what the newsletter says about tonight's live. Okay? Because y'all got a few minutes before I reveal. All right? You got a couple of minutes. So you might want to go to that email if you're on the Yellowbird Counseling email. And if you're in the text community, then I already told you what to do. But you need to make sure you do it. If you're in the text community, go back and read the instruction for the text that you got about this live so you make sure that you do it. Okay? All right? Because there are steps. I told you 3 different things. Okay? All right. Let's see. Oh, say what I said about grief in the ocean? Sure. I'll read it again. Grief is like the ocean. It comes on waves, ebbing and flowing. Sometimes the water is calm, and sometimes it's overwhelming. All we can do is learn to swim. And that is by Vicki Harrison. That's where that quote is by, Vicki Harrison. If you want to look it up. Yep. Is that helpful, Tiffany? That helpful? And 2, I talked about if you've lost someone, like if they've passed, but still you can grieve someone that's alive too, that's just not in your life anymore. So let me say that too. Maybe you had a breakup or a divorce or had to cut ties with somebody. That is valid grief too. People make it disenfranchised because that person isn't like they haven't passed. But no, you definitely can grieve somebody who is still living. Okay, so this is not just for people that have lost a loved one through them passing, but just maybe even if you lost a loved one because there was some sort of severing of ties in one way or another. So I do want to say that. If you need help navigating that, you can still, that's still just important as if the person passed, okay? And we call that ambiguous loss, okay? Oh, well, you need to get on the newsletter. Go on over to yellowbirdcounseling.com, and then the link to subscribe to the newsletter will pop up. Okay, the link to subscribe will pop up. It'll pop up for you and you can subscribe and you won't miss it again. And I'm going to tell you, you don't want to miss it for December because I'm going to feel real giving. I'm going to be a holiday helper, giver, and all that. So you don't want to miss the announcement in the December newsletter, especially after you find out what I'm about to do. You don't want to miss it. So you want to go over to yellowbirdcounseling.com, yellow like the color, bird like that flies in the air, and counseling like what I do, .com. And you can Google us. You can like and follow our Facebook page. You can like and follow us on Instagram and YouTube. So that way you will be in the know. And you can also text new or intern to this number. It's okay. I believe you. Yeah, it is. It's a comforting poem. It really is. It's a real comforting poem. You are welcome. Cut it off now, babe. You're going to be lost on the names. Okay, it's cut off. Yep. All right, cool. It's cut off. If you haven't done it, then you haven't done it. But if you know, you know. And what you know is tonight is a $100 Cash App giveaway. beginning of the month, I did 200. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I did a 200 because I knew I was going to be out a couple of weeks. But guess what? It's time for the $100 Cash App giveaway. So if you know what to do, you know. And if you don't, you want to subscribe to the newsletter so you don't miss the Cash App giveaway in December. All right? Because I'm goofy. I don't know how to be anything but goofy. Oh, yeah. And yeah, I'm on TikTok too, y'all. I'm going to start. So follow me on TikTok. It's That Therapist One, the number one. That Therapist One on TikTok. I'm over there. I got some content up. I'm going to create some more content, especially when I offload some more things to my interns. I'm going to have more space to my, okay? But definitely it's content up there now. And then I'm going to be coming with some more. All right? Coming with the content. Yes. That Therapist One is where you will find me on TikTok. And some of my clients be coming in my sessions talking about, I saw that video you did on TikTok. And so yeah. Star's going to make sure I create more content. But once I'm getting to the place where my creativity has been percolating in my brain and I need to get it out. So TikTok is a great place for that, for content creators. Of course, I have Instagram, but it's like, TikTok, since now I know how it works and I've figured out what I want my thing to be on TikTok, I got y'all with that content. It's going to be fire. And it's going to be funny. So you want to go on ahead and get on my TikTok, That Therapist One. And then on all other social media platforms, it's just Yellow Bird Counseling. All one word, no spaces or special characters and no uppercases. All right. But we're about to do the $100 Cash App giveaway. So this is what I want you to do. It's going to be very, very important that as I call your name and give you a number, that you remember your number, because I'm not going to be able to remember it. Okay, so I'm going to call out the names of the people who did what they were supposed to do, and I'm going to give them a number with that. But you're going to have to remember your number. So, because if you ask me, I'm not going to know. All right, I'm just being honest and upfront and keeping it a buck. All right, so just remember your number. Remember your number, please. Thank you. All right, let me scroll to the top. All right, I'm going all the way to the top. All right, y'all ready? Y'all listening? I hope you listening for your name and your number. All right. Malik Carlton, you are one. Okay, you're one, Malik Carlton. Malika Cole, you are number 2. Malika Cole, you are number 2. Sharon Gray, you are number 3. Sharon Gray, you are number 3. Grace Johnston, you are number 4. Grace Johnston, you are number 4. Rashida Brown, you are number 5. Rashida Brown, you are number 5. Candy K 2020. Is that your Cash App? I'm gonna assume it is. Candace Keller, you are 6. Candace Keller, you are 6. Raven Nicole, you are 7. Raven Nicole, you are 7. Tanya Betts, you are 8. Tanya Betts, you are 8. Every day, you are 9. Every day, you are 9. Lakira, you are 10. Lakira is 10. Marco Hill, you are 11. Marco Hill, you are 11. Nikki Leilani. Is that right? Nikki Leilani. You are 12. Nikki, Leilani, you are 12. Punky Brewster, you are 13. Punky Brewster, you're 13. Star, tell her to come back if she has left. L. Chloe Love, you are 14. L. Chloe Love, you are 14. Jaleesa, you are 15. Jaleesa, you are 15. Maria Rico, you are 16. Maria Rico, you are 16. Manisha, you're 17. Manisha is 17. Let's make sure I don't miss nobody. Natasha, 15, 17. Not Natasha, you are 18. 16, 17. Natasha, you are 18. Tiffany, you are 19. Tiffany Tarver, you are 19. I think that might be it, but I'm going to keep scrolling. Yep. So remember your number, because here we go. Here we go. Follow that therapist one on TikTok. Follow that therapist one on TikTok. All right. Okay. All right. Really? Now, I definitely said, remember your number. I don't remember. But the best way to figure it out is scroll through the comments and count the Cash Apps. And wherever your Cash App landed, that's what number you are. So like, for instance, the first cash tag I got in the comments was Malik Carlton. So Malik is number one because Malik Carlton was the first person to put the Cash App in the comments. Malika Cole was the second person to put the Cash App in the comments. So Malika Cole would be number 2. Sharon Gray would be number 3, and so on and so forth. Okay? Because I honestly don't know. Oh, see, Tanya be helping. My niece is 17. Tanya be on it. Tanya be helping. Star did not put her Cash App in the comments. And Star just got a whopping Cash App. Thanks, Tanya. Star already got hers. She already got hers. Okay. She don't need another Cash App this week. Let's give someone else a chance. So I got 19 total people. So that means 19 is going into the random number picker. All right. So let's pull up the random number picker. Y'all know I do it with y'all. So y'all know that I'm not choosing favorites. And it ain't no capping going on here. Yeah. And if y'all, you just had a massive beat. I know I did. Star, I told you to. Tanya, do you know what Punky Brewster's number was? Also, Punky Brewster, you can just scroll all the way to the top and count the Cash Apps in order because they are in order. And then you'll know what number you are. And it was easier for me to count today because people didn't put their Cash App in there numerous times. They put it in there once, so it made it easy for me to count. Up, you were 13. See there, Tanya got us. You're 13, Punky Brewster. Okay, but we have a total of 19. So let's go. Let me pull up another tab. Actually, let me share my let me pull up a new tab and share my screen so y'all can watch me do this and don't be like, she playing favorite. No, I'm not. I don't even choose it. The random number picker does. Let's see. How do I share my, where is the, present. Okay. Share screen. Continue. Share the tab. New tab. Bow. There we go. So let's do random. Okay, random number wheel generator. There we go. Y'all see me. I'm straight from Google. Okay. So I'm going to click on here so y'all know it ain't nothing that I'm doing special. The minimum is 1. Ooh, and the maximum, it was 35 one time, is 19. All right. So it's a fresh wheel. So let's go on ahead and spin that bitch. All right. Let's see what we come up with. Who was it? Who did it? Who had got it? I want to know who had got it. Number 15. Who got it? Who had got it? Who was it? Oh, yay! Jaleesa Morris. Yay! Y'all give her some hearts. And congratulations in the comments, some hearts and some like. Yep, Tanya confirmed it's Jaleesa Morris. Yep, y'all give Jaleesa some hearts and cares and likes in these comments and some congratulations. Yay! Let me go ahead and send it. Let me go ahead and send that cash. And if you didn't win, don't worry, because again, if you subscribe to the newsletter or if you're in the text community, there will be some opportunities in December. And because it is the holiday and the holiday season, I'm gonna do some things, some big things. All right. So let's see. Let me send this and show y'all that I sent it. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. And then, okay. Now I got to put congratulations from Yellowbird Counseling and the 3 yellow hearts. Okay. And click, okay. Yeah. And click pay. It's coming to you, Jaleesa. All right, let's see. Stop sharing. Yay! So y'all know it ain't no cap around here. Congratulations. You can add that to your holiday funds if you want. So you have some extra holiday cash flow. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dang, I lost my live on IG. That always happens, and that was so terrible. But oh well. Oh dang. It does that. IGB. Whew. But anyways, y'all. Yay! She said she got it. And yes, like Malika said, I hope y'all have a great weekend. But yes, like I said, go on ahead and subscribe to that newsletter. Go on over to yellowbirdcounseling.com so you can be abreast of the giveaways, events, open slots, and everything that we have going on. All things Yellowbird Nation. Okay? And I love y'all. I'll put this back up in case you need it. And I will see y'all next. Well, shoot, I might not because it's Thanksgiving, but I might do a Thanksgiving live. I may, depending on how I feel and what's going on. So I have before in the past. So definitely you want to stay tuned because who knows how I'll be feeling. I might be feeling generous. But I'll see y'all soon.